Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you folks? Back at it again, time and time again. Once again, my name is Brother Brian K. McNeill. I am half of the Empowerment Duo with my beautiful wife, Dr. LisaSantiagoMcNeilll. Today, Dr. LisaSantiagoMcNeilll is doing daughter-in-law duty. She's taking my mother to the doctor's office. Go see the doctor. Some of y'all gonna be old enough to remember when someone said, go see the doctor, what that meant. Good morning, Miss Phyllis. Good morning, Brother Uzama Rob. Yes, the pretty Dr. LisaSantiagoMcNeilll took my mother to the doctor's office today. So if you came to see Lisa, sorry to disappoint. You just got me today. That's all you got, man. That's all you got. So anyway, how was your weekend? This past weekend, we did celebrate Dr. LisaSantiagoMcNeill's birthday. She had a birthday yesterday. We took her to her favorite restaurant to eat, and we had a great time. It's an Indian restaurant. We both love the place, and we both love the food. I did have a lot of time this weekend with talking. That's what we did a lot of this weekend, talking, my wife's birthday weekend. The snow and the ice, well, we had snow for one day, but we had ice for the whole weekend here in Charlotte, North Carolina. So that was a good excuse that we took to stay in and just spend some time talking with each other. So how was your weekend, Miss Phyllis? How was your weekend, Brother Uzama Ra? I'm excited myself because of tonight, as we do every Monday night since the beginning of December of last year, we host the Sales Confidence Mastery Group. And if you're an entrepreneur or a salesperson or a coach or a consultant or a thought leader or an author of any kind, you do need some accountability. You do need some fellowship. We do need some motivation, and you do need a consistent feeding of your mind and of your skills. So we provide that at the Sales Confidence Mastery Group. We meet at Monday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So let me go ahead and get this thing ready here. So we can do our commercial, and I can run and get my cup of coffee out the other room. Here we go. Good morning. My name is Brian McNeill.
And I am LisaSantiagoMcNeilll.
And thank you for joining us on our show, Let's Talk About It. We come to each Monday through Friday right here on the SIBN network, on iHeartRadio, YouTube, TuneIn, as well as Facebook Live. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Like.
Ugh, I didn't time that well. All right, so here we are. As we age, times of year mean something's different to us. That's what I'm learning. Christmas time means something different to me now than it did when I was a younger man. I didn't mean to do all that. Show all my goodies. I didn't mean to do all that. So, but my wife and I, we spent a lot of time talking this weekend, and it was good. We talked some things out, to quote like the old school 70s R&B groups like the Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. How many of y'all know about that? Teddy Pendergrass got this one song, Come On and Go With Me. Come on over to my place. That's Teddy Pendergrass. And there's a part to the song where he's just talking to the woman in the bar, trying to get her to come to his place. We could just sit down and we could talk things out, work things out, and just talk it out. That's what we did a lot of. We did a lot of talking this weekend, my wife and I. I was wonderfully happy to celebrate her birthday at her favorite restaurant yesterday. But how was your weekend? Sister Shirley Dejanette Wyatt says, good morning, family. And Shirley says, I know. Oh, I know. She know about some Teddy P, and she know about some Harold Melvin as well. She's old enough. When you work, I tell you, man, when you sit at somebody else's desk, you get to learn a lot about them. You do. You get to see what they choose to keep on the desk and where they put stuff. There's people saying a cluttered desk. Dr. Lisa took my mother to the doctor's office this morning. That's where she is. My mother had a doctor's appointment. One of us had to go. So she took my mom to the doctor's office today. They're going to check her out, a physical checkup. They'll check out her heart today. But it's stuff we got to do as adult children. We got to take care of our parents sometimes. So that's where they are this morning. They went to the doctor's office this morning. But there's a quote, a cluttered desk equals a cluttered mind. Is that true? A cluttered desk equals a cluttered mind. Now, if any parts of that is true, then the converse might also be true, that an empty desk equals what? If a cluttered desk equals a cluttered mind, if that's true, what does an empty desk indicate? Does that mean empty mind? Maybe it does. I don't know. But my wife is busy. Sitting in her chair, I see some of everything going on that she's got going on. Her projects. She's got an open project here. She's got some of her the cards that she put together. She's got some mail. She got her scripture here. She's got some eyelashes that obviously she was sitting at her desk and got to the point in the day where I don't need these anymore. Just took them off and put them right there. Oh, so what part is not true? The cluttered part not true, or the empty part not true when it comes to desk? Miss Phyllis says, I'm sitting in her chair, man. Come on. She says, nosy. I even see some disinfectant over here. I can obviously tell I visit this desk. I've got 3 pair of my reading glasses in here. I only need one, but I got 3 pair of my reading glasses in here. I got her notebooks here. And over here, we got all her supplies. You could tell a lot about someone when you're sitting in their chair. Does that lead us to the, don't judge anybody unless you can walk a mile in their shoes? It used to be a mile in their moccasins, but they're a mile in their shoes. Until you can put yourself where they are, you really can't judge them. So that's not where I'm going today. I want to talk about, how was your weekend? Did you do anything interesting? Did you get stuck in the house? How was your weekend? Please tell a brother. And let's talk about it. Again, I always think that Monday is the most important day of your work week, especially if you're entrepreneurs. Why is Monday the most important day? Why are you telling her bizwax? Did I really tell anything, Miss Phyllis? Did I really? What did I really tell? Okay. I love my baby. So I posted for her birthday yesterday, and the reactions we got was amazing. Got almost 200 reactions and comments yesterday about my wife's birthday on my page. That was nice, because she get a chance to see all the well-wishers and all that kind of stuff. That's one thing social media has done for us. Thank you for those of you who chose to contribute to Lisa's party, contribute to her gifts. Some of you guys donated money towards the cause. 5 of you did, actually. And we used that money for Lisa to buy gifts that she wants. So you contributed to her getting the gifts that she wants. And don't tell her, but her birthday celebration ain't over yet. It's tough for me to play it off like it's done. I'm acting like everything is done. She don't know. She has no clue. Unless she catches this segment right here, she won't know that there's more celebration coming. Brother Uzama, his weekend was prosperous and relaxing. I tell you, I wanted to watch a lot of football this weekend. That was my plan. I didn't get a chance to watch a lot of football. I got a chance to spend a lot of time with my wife and my mother. So I guess that's all right. A lot of you guys know that we're on a fast right now. Lisa and I, we're on a Daniel fast. We still got till the 26th. So we still got another 25th or 26th, something like that. We still got some time to go. But we did break the fast yesterday for my wife's dinner. We we did eat some meat. I had some lamb and chicken when we had Indian food. And if you guys like Indian food, man, that was amazing. So we had a great, and the service is always great there. This place that we like, and we just had, it's called Biryani's in Charlotte, Biryani in Concord Mills area. So we went there yesterday. We had a great meal, man, a great time. One of those meals there, and everything was wonderful. And we had enough food to bring over so I could eat some for dinner last night too, which is a bonus for me. And it didn't cost us an arm and a leg and part of a hip. Shouts out to Miss Christine Harrington, my mother, who insisted on picking up the check. She insisted on paying for it. I'm paying for everything. What? Somebody pick up the check that makes the food taste even better. Sister Shirley DeJohnette Wyatt says, when I was in the Army, Major Noland would say to me, a cutter desk equals a cluttered mind. When I got ready to leave, he said it was not true. That's right. It's not true. How many of you guys had this experience? You have your desk and it might look cluttered. And someone that knows you and is well-intentioned, they think, you know what, it'd be a nice idea for me to organize their desk for them. So they go ahead and proceed to neaten up your desk and organize your desk. And when you finally come to your desk, after this person has done the deed, done this thing that they think is a favor to you, have you ever sat down at your desk after somebody else organized your desk, thought, that was great? No, most of the time you're thinking, dang it, now I can't find anything. Where is such and such? You have to call them and stuff. Where'd you put, did you see such and such? Why do we greet that with consternation? They did you a favor, right? Well, I don't know. Is it a favor when someone else fixes your desk for you? Is that Dr. Deborah Dunstan up in the Izzy? Good morning, Dr. Deborah Dunstan. That's right, Miss Phyllis. You can't find nothing. If someone else straightened your desk for you, your very personalized thing, your desk for you, and you go to your desk, you can't find nothing. I'm telling you, we employ house cleaners, and it's always a couple of days, 1 or 2 days. And we've been using house cleaners for years, but it's always when they finish cleaning up our house that we pay for. There's 1 or 2 days where we still trying to, where did they put such and such? Where is this? They move stuff around because they have to clean it. And it takes some days to find where they put it. My wife has learned, Dr. Deborah, it's not a favor for me. If it's her desk and you think you're doing her a favor by straightening out her desk, you're not doing that. That's not a favor for her. My wife is, again, like I said, we use house cleaners. And if they're tall, like yesterday, it was a boyfriend-girlfriend team, and he was tall. So my wife saw he was tall, and she wanted to bring him into the kitchen and say, look, I see that you're rather tall. I want to show you something. She opened up cabinets. You see those top cabinets up there? They don't exist. Don't use them for anything, okay? Because tall people, it would seem normal for them to just put stuff back on an empty shelf up there. She had to tell them, don't you put anything up there, because she's not tall. So, but the guy didn't do it yet. She saw him come in the house tall and said, look, I need to show you something, G. Because we had a tall female cleaner for a long time, a woman, she was tall, and she used those shelves regularly, and Lisa would always be frustrated. Got to get the step stool. You know, we got a step stool in the kitchen anyway. That's what it's for. So for her to get her stuff, but she don't want you to put nothing up there. That's a little bit insight into our house. Our question today was, how was your weekend? And we spent the weekend celebrating my wife, you know, because it's her 57th birthday. It was yesterday. We're still in Capricorn season, whatever that means. You know, we realized yesterday in the car, my mother's birthday is December 24th. My wife's birthday is January 12th. They both are Capricorns. That means I live with 2 Capricorn women. That's part of the problem right there, okay? I live with 2 Capricorns. I said it to them, you know what? You're right. That's probably What's going on crazy? She goes, that's why I like your wife so much, Brian. She's a Capricorn. Nah, son, nah. I was like, y'all get out of here with this. Because I don't want no Capricorn on me. Now, I happen to be a Sagittarius, which, as we all know, and we all agree, is the coolest astrological sign. I know we all think that. I know people that are not Sagittarius wish that they were. It's common knowledge. I understand. Miss Phyllis, she took my grand's bowling and game. She took her grandchildren to the bowling alley and the game room. I love those pictures when people do that. I love the activity, and I'm great at doing it myself for a little while because it gets to the point for me. All right, that's enough. Dr. Nerd, I know her pain. Getting that step stool is so inconvenient. Is it really that inconvenient, Dr. Deborah? Just slide it over, you know? She surely did give the dude a speech, though. Those top shelves, they don't exist, okay? Don't put nothing on my top shelves. Dr. Beverly's in the house. She says, grand rising to my favorite, awesome, beautiful family. Dr. Lisa has taken my mother to an 8:45 doctor's appointment this morning. So apparently they didn't have that much traffic going, which is great. They were probably driving against the traffic. I'm always concerned my wife has to be in rush hour traffic. So she didn't have that issue this morning, apparently. So she got there pretty good. Miss Shirley said, I went to the Whirly Ball place with my church. What's a Whirly Ball place? Anybody else ever heard of that? It sounds like it might be a game room or a game or a bouncy house, something like that. But I don't know what the Whirly Ball place is. If you're an entrepreneur, do you drink coffee? And if you don't drink coffee and you call yourself an entrepreneur, you're not going to be able to sell well. You need to, coffee is for closers. You got to have an affinity for coffee to close sales. That's just the rules. Dim's the rules, man. And I happen to love coffee myself. On this Daniel fast that my wife and I began, I fasted from alcohol. Yes, I chose alcohol. So with my cigars, I didn't give up cigars, but I gave up meat. I gave up meat and sweets and desserts for my fast and alcohol for my fast. So I've been doing hot tea and coffee with my cigars instead of a bourbon or a whiskey or anything like that. And it's worked out just as well. Dr. Deborah says, I'm excited because I received the notification that I have earned my certification in art and play therapy. I wanted it for my nonprofit program. What? Beautiful. I thank you for let's celebrate Dr. Deborah. Woo, woo, woo. She got her certification for art and play therapy. There's a lot of things I love about that post. One, how did she get her certification? She had to apply for it. How did she apply for it? She had to learn some things. She had to show up. She had to go for it on purpose. No one gave her a certification for art and play therapy by accident. She had to do some things to get it. So shouts out for her efforts. Shouts out for her accomplishment. And it's just going to be another thing added to Dr. Deborah Dunstan's arsenal of things that she can offer the world. Another thing, she's also a certified in art and play therapy. Whoop, whoop. Congratulations, Dr. Deborah Dunstan. Miss Phyllis says, LOL, nope, don't even like the smell. The smell of what? What are we talking about? Did I miss something? She don't even like the smell of something. Whirly ball? Maybe. You don't like the smell of the grands? Cluttered? What do you don't like the smell of? I don't know. I must have said something. Nope, don't even like the smell of it. Okay. Dr. Beverly says, sorry, I don't like the way coffee tastes. Oh, you don't like the smell of coffee? You don't like the taste of coffee? That's what's hurting your sales, y'all. I'm telling you. That's hurting your sales. Dr. Beverly says, go, Dr. Deborah Dunstan. Miss Phyllis says she don't like the smell of coffee. What is wrong with you, Miss Phyllis? It's a simple joy of life. I'm a fan. Shirley says, it is a game place, and it's like bumper cars, but you have to catch the ball and get a point also. And there's bowling and food. Sounds interesting. You got to catch a ball while driving the bumper cars, maybe, or before or after. It sounds interesting. Dr. Bell says, smell of coffee. That's right. Simple joy of life. Miss Phyllis says, nope. Tea and lemon water all day. I feel you. That's pretty good. Tea. Let's accept tea as an option. Hot tea. Dr. Deborah says, Shirley Dejanay White, that sounds so fun. Dr. Deborah, do you feel like getting into a bumper car sometimes and just let other drivers have it? You know, when I used to play bumper cars as a young man, I understood there was bumpers on the car, okay? But I misunderstood the game because I thought the game was to get around fastest. So if I was in a position where I couldn't get into the front, I would bump around people. But other than that, I was considered like a race for me. Sister Shirley says, congratulations, Dr. Deborah. And we should celebrate that. There's things going on with Dr. Deborah that's worthy of being celebrated. But probably in your life, too, there's some things that's going on that's worthy to be celebrated. Now, Monday, again, the most important day of your work week. Monday sets the pace for your week. What if we did that as an exercise? Wrote down the things that we should be grateful for. I'm grateful for having a business that I can do to my full and fully express my levels of brilliance. This particular morning with my wife gone, the way my schedule is laid out, I'm going straight 3 hours. I'm spending from 9 to 9:52 or 53, I'm here with you. My next appointment is from 10 a.m. to 10:45. So I got 8 minutes between the time I'm with you to my first appointment, and that's going to be a 45-minute meeting. And then when that 45-minute meeting is done, if you're going to end on time, I got 15 minutes clear for my 11 o'clock meeting. And my 11 o'clock meeting is an hour-long meeting as well. So I'm going basically 3 hours straight this morning. Whoop, 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 whoop. On a Monday morning, I'm going 3 hours straight this morning. And then I'm going to take a break myself. And I'm going to follow up with my people and get myself ready for tonight. That's my schedule. You see, that's a life that I lead. And you sucker MCs, you are pleased to take that, move back, catch a heart attack. Sucker, that's from the classic poem, Sucker MCs. That's the life that I lead. And I'm excited about that too. So, Dr. Shirley says, Dr. it was fun. They had to catch a ball, but it's like bumper cars, but they get to catch a ball too. And she thought it was fun. Isn't that cool? That there is room for adult play. And we've done more than one show in here. Dr. Bailey will remember. We've done more than one show. Is how do grown people relax? How do grown people have fun? What do grown-ups do for fun? Or how do you have a good time when you don't want to go to the clubs or bars? You know, we've done how many of those shows over and over again because we're still seeking an answer. We're still finding the best answers. What do people of a certain age do for a good time? I don't want to go to the club. I don't want to go to bars like that. But I want to have a good time too. I want to be social. So we do the regular stuff. We'll do the movies. We'll do the dinner. But what else? You know, what else can we do to have a good time? I think entertainment is great to do. Brother Jay Mattier, on the first Tuesday of the month, he comes in here and gives us a financial segment. And he did a great job last Tuesday. And one of the things he talked about was how him and his wife budget for entertainment because you have to do it. They have a budget for an envelope where they put money that they set aside for their own entertainment. You have to do some entertaining of yourself. You can't just go with no entertainment. You have to. You know, that's why most people watch TV because they need some it's getting less and less TV. We watch our devices because we choose what we want to watch. We watch what we think is funny or interesting at all times. We don't watch anything that anybody else decides. That's where we at today. You know, we choose what we want to watch. If I feel like watching submission holds in UFC or greatest knockouts, I can watch it all day as much as I want to on my devices, my tablets, my phones. So, and laptops. That's what we do today. So, but what do grown-ups do for fun? Miss Phyllis says nothing, LOL. And that's not the way it's supposed to go. We should go bowling. We should do something. We should do whirly ball. We should do something. You know, I saw a picture of William Brown. Him and his wife went to like this parachute thing in the mall where you kind of put on the suit and you go on this thing and this is as if you're falling, you know, and through the thing. I've not done it myself, but it looked interesting. Dr. Deborah, so sad. She goes, I would like to go bowling or to a comedy club, but I'm not around anyone who cares to go. That's sad that you're not. There was a season that Lisa, and Dr. Deborah, we were hitting comedy clubs often. When Dr. Deborah lived in this town, there was a season where we went at least twice a month to a comedy club. We haven't done it like that in a while, but there was a time when we always looked at the calendar. We saw other we saw every comedian, every black comedian. We was going to book ourselves to go to see that. And we went through like a year or two or so where we saw some great shows and some shows were not so great. Some shows were better than others, but some of them were phenomenal. But that wasn't the point. The point was that we went to the comedy club and have a good time. We always say we're going to eat before we go. We're not going to eat the comedy club food because it wasn't that great, this particular place, but we always did. So. And I learned, my wife and I, we learned that Dr. Deborah Dunstan is cool to hang out with. She's easy to hang out with. She's fun to hang out with her. She's one of these cool people to be with. So we was happy that when she could come with us. Let's roll, Dr. Deborah. Come on, homie. She's our comedy club homie. So is that too much? Am I telling too much of our business? I went to the comedy club with Dr. Beverly. Dr. Beverly at one time, or once or twice, we went with Dr. Beverly as well. I mean, Dr. Beverly get her laugh on. Yeah, that's the other thing, Dr. Deborah. She says, I'm trying to find things to do that doesn't revolve around food and eating. That's the challenge. A lot of us, myself included, hand raised, associate a good time with food. To have a good time, there has to be some, but I need to find healthier things. I saw a list of hobbies that we should all have. And, you know, one hobby we should have is something that helps our minds. Okay. One hobby, one distraction, something that helps us get smarter and stimulates us intellectually. We also need a hobby that we find fun to do, but also helps our bodies, something physical. Maybe it could be the pickleball craze that's going around, or maybe tennis or something like that, or walking a nature trail. Walking nature trails could be a new thing. I used to love doing that. My kids can't imagine when my kids were kids and I'm raising children. Every weekend we went to a nature trail. Every weekend we went to some lake. Every Saturday we did that, Saturday or Sunday. And my kids grew up because that's what Dad liked to do. I like to take my kids on nature trails, and they can't believe I don't do that all the time now. My oldest daughter and son especially. Dad, we did it all the time when we were growing up because that's what you wanted to do. I wanted to take my kids in some scenery and some foliage, walk around the lake. We did that all the time. When my kids were 3 and 4, they were accustomed to walking a 2-mile lake. Okay, that's what we did all the time. So maybe something like that, but we need some ideas. We need ideas. What can grown folks do? Like Dr. says, she's trying to find things that don't revolve around food and eating, but she also wants to do something interesting. That's a challenge for the adults. Why is it such a challenge for adults to play? Why is it such a challenge? Maybe trips to Dave & Buster's or places like that more often. So that's the other thing, Dr. Deborah, as adults. We want to find things that are fun to do that don't revolve around food or eating, or it's too expensive. That's the other thing. If we can't have a good time without spending $200, how often are we going to do it? So it's got to be cost effective too. Because even if I had a blast, if I know I just spent $200 to get those chuckles, okay, I don't like it as much. Okay, money's still a thing, you know. So that's the other thing. What can we do that don't cost an arm and a leg? Digital scrapbooking for Sister Shirley. That's something that could be stimulating to her intellectually. So that's pretty good suggestion for her. And there might be somebody else that would be stimulated for that as well. That's one thing. One thing also with Lisa not being here, Lisa took my mother to the doctor's office today. I get to open the windows now in this room, because she wants it closed. So I want the windows open because it's hot in this room. Dr. Beverly says, I want to be in that double Dutch group. Oh, looking for the Charlotte or nearby team. Dr. Beverly wants to be in a double Dutch group. I think that's fantastic. I mean, every now and then you see some grown women doing some double Dutch, and they're good and they're learning or they're rekindling. I think that's fantastic when grown-up women do double Dutch. So Dr. Beverly, I bet you could still do double Dutch. And she wants to get into that group again and get her double Dutch game tight. That'd be great. And whenever you do it, we would support. I definitely want to see Dr. Beverly do some double Dutch. I would be like, wow, that'd be great. I would find it fun to see my friend doing that. She wants to start to find that double Dutch group. I'd be easy to find if there is such a thing. But double, what's interesting, Dr. Beverly, this double Dutch group. A friend of mine posted on Facebook that he's teaching adults swimming classes. Who would be interested in taking adult swimming classes? And he was overwhelmed with the response. It was way more people that were interested in adult swimming classes than he had imagined. He thought it'd be a small response. It was like hundreds of people saying they're interested in adult swimming classes. I was surprised too. I didn't know what to tell them. Really, I guess there's a higher interest in this than either one of us had imagined. But adult double Dutch, adult swimming classes, bumper cars. Can you think of fun things for adults to do that is not revolved around food and eating, but also can help us in some other way and is not so expensive? Dr. Beverly said that would be fun too. Adult swimming class. She would find that fun as well. Dr. Deborah says, when I was single in Maryland, I used to go to the local Little League and flag football games, and she used to wear her tight clothes, showing a lot of cleavage and all. No, she doesn't say that. Okay. She used to go to flag football games to cheer for the children. Although my sons were grown, I had no one on I had no one on the teams. Now, Dr. Deborah, I'm not saying you did this or not, but I happen to know of, and so do other people too. That's like a place where women go to catch. Okay. They can go to the Little League games to catch a coach or a dad. So y'all can imagine Dr. Deborah wearing her short shorts and her midriff and to go to the games and cheer loudly, right? Y'all can imagine that, couldn't y'all? Dr. Beverly says dancing with Couture Green and Dr. Deborah set it up. Have to come to your city once a month and get a group together. Yes, dancing with Couture Green, Dr. Deborah set it up and have her come to your city once a month and get a group together. Now, Dr. Deborah has expressed there's a lot of things she could do in her city. She could set up a lot of things, but she's also said it doesn't seem to be a lot of people willing to try new things or open up new doors or meet new people or have new experiences. She's tried some things before from what I can recall, or said it, like even, if you're in the wrong place, it could be anything. It could be any, okay, you can have, I don't know, what's a great singer now? Okay, have a great singer that anywhere else would be fill out the whole place. If it was Luther was alive, any other venue, if he set it up that he's going there, but in the wrong city, even Luther won't draw. In the wrong place, even the best or the most interesting things won't draw. Dr. Deborah says, LOL, now I caught mine at church. Something I promised to myself that I would never do, but Dr. Lawrence Dunstan convinced me. Oh, no, she caught her man at church. She caught hers at church. But she said she'd never do that, but Dr. Lawrence Dunstan convinced me. He convinced you, Dr. Deborah, really? Or did you decide and then you made your move? How do women make the first move? I mean, how do women make the first move? You don't want to be too overt. You know, you want to, but I know women make the first move a lot more than they will admit. Oh, you did something. You let it be known. You left some breadcrumbs. You made a hint or something. You stood before him or something. You make sure he saw you. How do women make the first move? I have some experiences and women make the first moves on me. Okay. Oh, goodness. I got some crazy experiences of women making the first move on me. Oh, my God. I sold cars for a little while. And when I was younger, of course. Well, everything happened when you were younger. So if it's happened, you were younger. But anyway, and I was nice to a lady and her adult daughter one time. And they was trying to buy a car. I'm at work. And the daughter was probably about my age, but she took that for something else, because when they left with their car, and the daughter, she came 2 days later, says, "Brian, you gonna be there? I want to come by and say something to you." I'm like, "Sure." She called and she brought me flowers and she wanted to hug on me and everything. I'm like, "What is this for?" That was her making her first move. And I was blown away. I'm like, whoa, what did I say, dude? I wasn't ready for all that. And she really thought there was going to be something. She spent some money on my stuff. I'm like, whoa. So got to be careful. Sister Shirley says, Dr. Deborah Dunstan, you can get a group together. Okay. You can get a group. That's 2 people suggested it for you, Dr. Deborah Dunstan. That's the problem, Dr. Beverly. I don't have a group. And shows that you can get one together. And then you're right. She says, that's a good idea, but that sounds like a job. Woo! My wife and I, we have to have these conversations where mostly it's Dr. Lisa telling me, if we go to certain meetings, there's certain meetings that if we make a suggestion about a project, that means we're also saying that we'll run it, or we're in charge of it, or going to be a part of it. So you got to be careful. You can't make a suggestion everywhere unless you're ready to be in charge of it or run it, especially, yeah. So we had to be careful. So we had to learn to be careful sometimes. What can we do to such and such? Even if you have a great idea, unless you also know you want to take on the responsibility of the driving that train, of making that thing happen, you shut your mouth. Unless you bring it up. And if you say something about it, you in there. And Dr. Deborah may not need another job right now. My wife may not need another job right now. She got enough jobs. I got enough jobs. I got enough jobs. And guess who else has enough jobs? You do too. You're busy too. Monday, please, please, please. I want to know how was your weekend, but I also want you to make Monday so intentional. Did I see Craig Sabb in the room? I thought I did. Here he is. He says, good morning, everyone. Have a great, blessed day on purpose and enjoy it to the fullest. I was looking for Craig because he always talks about have a blessed day on purpose. On purpose. Monday, I really want Monday to be your most purposeful day of the week. This is the day you set your targets. This is the day you ensure that you win. Whatever you got to do, you want Mondays to be a winning day for your business. What's a winning day for your business? You have to determine that. But for some people, a winning day is to have at least one conversation with a potential client, where the potential client knows what you do and they know there's an opportunity for us to potentially work together. But having one meaningful conversation, that could equal a winning day. Bringing in money in any kind of capacity, that could equal a winning day. Actually doing a presentation or scheduling an appointment for something, that could equal a winning day. Whatever it is for you as my friend, as an entrepreneur, but you need to decide what has to happen. What has to happen between now and the end of this day, for when I look at this day, think this is a winning day. What has to happen? And it could be a lot of different ways. And I'm hoping there is a lot of different ways for you to have a winning day. But of all the things you can do to have a winning day, I do implore you to make Mondays a winning day. Even if last week sucked to the highest levels of succeedivity, this day here, you want it to win. You want to have a winning day. Let's catch up these comments here. Dr. Deborah says, I currently lead 2 coaching practices and a nonprofit. I'm looking to go to something that someone else has responsibility for doing. Yeah, she's ready to show up for someone else's stuff. Dr. Deborah, I will tell you, there was a season where I was in charge of, I was a president of this Toastmasters club. I was running this organization here. I had my own business. I was doing networking groups. I was in charge of those too. And I was like, man, I'm running everything, and I'm like a figure of everything. And then I had an experience, Dr. Deborah Dunstan, where I went and visited another event where I was not the leader, and people hardly knew who I was at all. And I had a great time. I got a chance to see how other people run their things, and I was just able to plug in, however, and it was lighter for me, and I had a great time doing it. I was like, this seems interesting. Is there still such a thing as meetup.com? Because at one time you can find those to find things that are interesting to you. Meetup.com, is that still a thing? Dr. Deborah says, I'm preparing to lead my Think It, Write It, Manifest It group coaching meeting this evening. What time this evening, Dr. Deborah? She's going to lead her Think It, Write It, Manifest It group coaching meeting this evening. What time? I'm so excited that you announced that, because that meeting right there, the Think It, Write It, Manifest It group, could speak to somebody. There might be someone saying, you know what, that's exactly what I need. I need to be a part of Dr. Deborah's group, where we're going to focus on Think It, Write It, and Manifest It. That's what they need tonight. That whatever time she says, she starts that meeting. And I'm so excited she said it, because my meeting starts at 8 p.m. tonight, but not everyone may want to plug into my meeting. My meeting is Mastering Sales Confidence. Mastering Sales Confidence group. It's networking and accountability for entrepreneurs. So, but there might be someone that is foreign to me. I have no interest in talking about sales or selling or anything like that. But I do want to talk to someone about thinking, writing, and manifesting. So thank you for bringing that up, Dr. Deborah Dunstan. Is that Sister Lena Janelle sliding up into the hizzy? Good morning, Lena Janelle. How you doing, my sister? Thank you for blessing my wife with your beautiful way, your beautiful flair, your not only your art, but the way you talk about it. Your words, Lena, is also poetic. So I appreciate you for celebrating my wife this weekend as well. Mr. George Allen, a.k.a. Chef Rev. He says, Friday, DC Curry at the Comedy. Is that this upcoming Friday? Because I'm not on the calendar. But if it's this upcoming Friday, we going. Lisa and I have seen DC Curry live before. We actually went to an event where DC Curry was there. It was called the Comics Rock event. It was held in Atlanta, and they had all the comedians all over the country come. And I actually did a workshop there at the Comics Rock convention. But we met DC Curry, and we took pictures with DC Curry. I got a picture with me, Lisa, DC Curry, and oh man, what's this dude name? He does anybody want to tell me? Shula King. Yeah, Shula King. And I think there's one other comedian in the picture too, Shula King. So Georgia, is it this upcoming Friday? If it's yes, we going, okay? Dr. Deborah says, it's a 6-month abundant life creation program that I designed. It focuses on using the power of thought, vision, and the written word. So that's live tonight, right, Dr. Deborah? So please post what time and how can they plug in. I'm thinking George Allen says it's this upcoming Friday. I'll look it up when we're done here today. Lady Janelle says, thank you, Brian. It was my pleasure. Dr. Lisa is that chick. Speaking of that chick, yeah, if y'all don't know, I'm telling you, you're not going to be able to guess, but we have a wedding song. Dr. Lisa and I have a wedding song. And our wedding song is not traditional. Our wedding song is My Chick Bad by Ludacris. My chick bad. My chick hood. My chick do stuff that you wish your chick would. My chick bad. My chick bad. Tell me, have you seen her? That's our wedding song, My Chick Bad. And we actually happened to have been at a comedy club shortly after we got married, and we were up front, and the comedian asked us about that. And we told the comedian that our song was My Chick Bad by Ludacris. And he went on a riff about that, how cool that was for a wedding song. But that's our song, My Chick Bad. My Chick Good. That's our wedding song. Dr. Deborah says, that's unique. And Lena says, love it. Yeah. My chick bad, badder than yours. That's if I put that on anywhere, if you put that on anywhere and Lisa or I can hear it, it brings us both to a happy place because that's our jam. If I put that on in the house, it's a party. It'll change the mood. That's what we do. It's time for us to do what we do here. Again, I want to implore you. I'm hoping you had a great weekend. I do. I'm hoping you had a great weekend, and I'm hoping you start this week with clear eyes and a clear head and new energies. Today is a day you've never seen before, so make it count. Like Brother Craig says, do it on purpose. So I'm about to do what we call our greeting songs and our greeting logos. The greeting songs and the greeting logos is the way that we have chosen to say thank you to our consistent contributors. Our consistent contributors. Oh man, I miss Doug. What's up, Doug? How you doing? He says, good morning, Brian. I spent a lot of time with my 2 grandkids. That's what he did this weekend. Sorry, I missed that comment, man. Doug Utzi, if y'all don't know, he was a part of one of the best backcourts in Brooklyn. Backcourts are guards. He was part of a tandem of 2 of the backcourt playground legends in Brooklyn, New York, East New York section of Brooklyn, New York in the 70s. And Doug Utzi had the handles, and his running mate also had the handles, but his running mate could shoot. Doug Utzi, him and I, we thought we was the baddest backcourt in Brooklyn. Because I went from a defensive stopper in my early teens to a scorer by the time I was like 15, 14. I became a scorer. I used to be really good at defense early. But as I got older, as my moves got better, my shot got right, I became a scorer. And I thought that no one could stop me. That was us. I thought I could score on anybody. So anyway, Miss, we're going to say thank you the way we say thank you with greeting songs and with greeting logos. Let me see. Do I need to catch up anything before we go? Where Gershwin? I played ball in Gershwin lots of times. Gershwin wasn't far from where I lived, actually. Gershwin was off of Linden Boulevard in New York. Wasn't far from where I lived. So anyway, Brother George, we are going to the zone, to the 7 p.m. show. Okay, good. DC Curry is a good time. He's an old school comedian. We're going to go too. We're going to see you there. And now when we go, Lisa and I, we go early. We go to the 7 o'clock show, but we get there like right when the doors open. We sit where we want to sit. We have a good time that way. Lena Janelle says, I had a great weekend. Mostly worked on a client project, but I'm just glad we didn't get a real snowstorm. That little bit of snow Charlotte had came and went in less than a day. I've had burps that lasted longer. You had burps that lasted longer than our snowstorm? Pretty good burp. So anyway, let's go ahead and do it. Lisa's pulled up. So I've been dawdling, seeing if she's going to hustle in here. But she's pulled up in the driveway. I see the car pull up. But our first greeting song is going to Miss Phyllis George. It goes like this. Miss Phyllis is here. So clear the way. Miss Phyllis is here. Now we can all have a great day. That's the way we say thank you to Miss Phyllis, because she's been a consistent contributor to this show. This show right here doesn't work without Miss Phyllis. So we need her. I watched some playoff football this weekend too. Philadelphia looks pretty damn good. I would love to see Philadelphia play Baltimore in the Super Bowl. Uzama Ra's got a jam too. And it goes like this. Bitcoin King, he's the Bitcoin King. Uzama, Bitcoin King, he's the Bitcoin King. Uzama. Good morning, Uzama Ra. Yeah, man, my day's about to crank up, y'all. I'm going to have to get some more energy, Miss Shirley, because my next appointment's in 10 minutes. Shirley DeJohnette, why it will rock you. Shirley DeJohnette, why it will rock you. Good morning, Shirley DeJohnette Wyatt, and thank you for your contributions today for this podcast. I appreciate you. Judy Floyd, my big sister, she's got a jam too, and it goes, oh, Judy, you're so fine, you blow my mind. Hey, Judy. That's Judy Floyd's greeting song. Doug Usey, you need to get a jam too, man. You know, Doug Usey, my boy, man. Me and Doug Usey was chilling at the Palladium, seeing an all-world cover girl and say, hey, lady, I'm Doug Usey. Man, tell me I ain't finesse mahogany. Maybe that could be your jam, Doug. Who else? I did Shirley. Dr. Deborah Dunstan's got a jam too. And it goes, Dr. Deborah, nonprofit strategist and certified art and plays consultant. Mm-hmm. I tried to put it all in there, Dr. Deborah. Mm-hmm. But she doesn't work. She's another one of these. Dr. Deborah's a Renaissance woman. What's that, Brian? I think of a Renaissance woman as a woman who is mature enough and multifaceted in her skills. Multi-skilled in a lot of different things. Like it can all get done. One-stop shop, Renaissance woman. Dr. Beverly uniquely taking over. Thomas has a jam too. And it goes, Dr. Beverly is on the show. Good morning, Dr. Beverly. And good morning to you and the rest of your crew. Good morning, Dr. Beverly. Let's see here. We did Miss Phyllis. We did Shirley. Dr. Beverly. We did Dr. Deborah. We got, I know Craig Sabb is in the room today. Craig Sabb, 1,000 degrees. You'll be on your knees and you'll be burning, begging, please. Brother Freeze, Craig. Let me borrow your VCR so I can dub a tape. Good morning to my brother, Craig Sabb. I mentioned your name like 4 or 5 times today, Craig. What's up with that? Why am I talking about Craig so much today? Lena Janelle, baby, we gets high off her art, don't know how to behave. Ooh, Lisa, the pretty Dr. LisaSantiagoMcNeilll came in the room. I was trying to stall you out. Come on in and slide in, baby. Okay, see? I told y'all she was pretty. Up next is Mr. George Allen, also known as Chef Rev. He's got a jam too, and it goes, why must I cook like that? Why not hire Chef Rev?
He puts the good food in me.
Nah. You want to say thank you for your birthday stuff?
Thank you to everybody who's sent me some birthday wishes.
And some of these new
money and all of the gifts and thoughts and prayers. I appreciate you.
That's right. Every one of you guys who showed any kind of concern or any kind of acknowledgement of her birthday, I too want to say thank you. It means something. It means something that you took a moment out of your day to wish my beautiful wife a happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you.
Mama's doctor's appointment went well. Thank you, Miss Phyllis.
Yes.
She said, pray that mom's appointment, that all goes well. It went well.
Amen. So I got to go because I got an appointment in 6 minutes. So love you guys.
See you later. And don't forget to have sex.
Peace.